So here we are, back up on Pompey Chimes. It's the first bank holiday weekend of May, so it's the Saturday. Literally just got here, it's about lunchtime. The weather's beautiful today. It's going to cool off tomorrow and the next day, I think. But I've got a few jobs I want to get done up here, so I've come up here and we've clearly had some dirty rain. It's quite messy, the old roof. In fact, the whole boat's looking a little bit untidy, so it needs a bit of a wash down, I think. Whilst I'm up here, I need to get rid of all these cobwebs for a start, but I'm going to go at these doors. So I want to look at these doors, give them a good rub down. You can see the lacquer's really starting to fail here, starting to come off. And whilst I'm here, I might also give the surrounding blue a bit of a coat going over, because although it's fairly good, it is scratched in places and it's not the best. And knowing me, what I'll probably do is end up doing that bit there and then carrying on into the well deck and probably a bit at the front as well. I don't know, we'll see how we get on, we'll see what the weather does. But I definitely want to get these doors lacquered up and sealed in again. Something else I'm going to do this week is, or hopefully this weekend, is remove the hob and remove the oven and put the new ones in, but it won't be connected yet. I've hopefully got a gas engineer coming next week to do the final connections. But yeah, so I need to take it out and put the new one in, because this hob is smaller than the one I'm going to replace it with. So I need to cut out a bit more around here just to make it fit. So I want to do that before the engineer gets here. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for this week. So I've given the boat a bit of a wash off. It's a lot better than it was. It's not perfect, but just with a hose and a brush, just giving it a bit of a clean, got rid of all the dust and cobwebs and stuff, and I've given the doors a bit of a sand up. So I've had to take all the ironmongery off, so all the handles and everything. Actually didn't come up too bad. So the actual main part of the door, with the belt sander, has come up. This has had one coat of varnish on it so far, but you can see where there was varnish missing off the beading for the windows there, and down the bottom it's still looking pretty scabby. I tried to sand it back as much as I could, but I think the timber itself had been bleached with the sun, and the rain probably got behind the lacquer and has marked it as well. So they're looking better than they were. They're not perfect. Probably going to end up having to make a pair, but that'll be next year or whenever I get around to doing it, when I've got nothing else to do. So yeah, so it's a pretty productive day, getting that all stripped back, sanded back is quite a task. I forgot my tripod, hence there's no footage of it, so I can't sand it all back and video at the same time. But anyhow, yeah, that'll do for today. So we'll see what tomorrow brings weather-wise, and then we might have a look at taking some of the bits and pieces off the front of this boat, including that anchor there. Give this another coat, because this is going to need 3 or 4 or as many coats as I can get on it ready. And then we might even look at giving this a bit of blue. We'll see what the weather's like in the morning. So it's the next morning, and it's a lot cooler than it was yesterday. So as they promised on the weather forecast, they said it was going to cool down. It's going to be around about 7 or 8 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So, but still nice and sunny and dry. So we'll get out there this morning and get some more lacquer onto those doors. Before I do that, one of the many little jobs I need to get done, hopefully this weekend, is to put some of these catches on these drawers, because what I'm finding is, as we're using them, the vibration of stepping onto each step is causing them to open ever so slightly. So on the side here, so it's out of view, so you can't really see it, I'm just going to put one of these little hook catches, which hooks onto one of these little rings here. That'll just prevent that from keep opening. It's just an annoying little thing, but that's the first job. So that's the catches fitted. So nice easy little job to get me going first thing on a Sunday morning. And yeah, these just lift up and go back down again when you want to open it. It's nice and easy, but it stops the drawers from opening when I'm using it. So the doors are starting to come on now. I've got 2 coats on there, and it's making the rest of the blue paintwork look even worse than it did before. A lot of that down there is just dirt and dust from when I was rubbing down the doors, but it's all quite marked up. All this doesn't come off, this doesn't wash off, so I do need to do something with it. Now, rummaging around on the boat, the previous owners have obviously been doing a lot of DIY on here, and they left 2 tins of this. So I've got this Mauritius blue, it's international top black, and I bought another tin of it in there as well. So I'm just going to give this piece of metal here a go first to make sure that it is the right colour, it dries the same. That bit of metal is actually a bar that goes from here to this one here. It's like an extra security device if you're leaving the boat for some time. We don't use it when we're in the marina, obviously, because it's quite safe in here. So I'm going to give this a go, give this a bit of a stir up, and then try giving this a coat and see what it looks like against this. And if it's the same colour and it dries all right, then yeah, I'm going to give the rest of it, especially this surrounding area around here, start giving this a go. But I'm going to need to wash out this floor as well, and the same for this matting. This matting's quite old now, it's probably been down quite a while, and I've got some replacement matting to put down, but I want to give this floor a good clean, see what state it's in. If it needs paint, I'll give it a paint. So yeah, so let's see how we get on with that. I've prepared the well deck. You can see the matting, that blue horrible matting has been taken up. Interestingly, it looks like there was a hole there, been welded in. Not sure what that was for, maybe it's to access the water tank that's underneath there, I don't know. This bar that I painted, you can see it's same colour as what's on their boat originally, so I'm going to go with it. I've got a few tins there to make a start with. I've given the boat a good wash down with some water, let it dry. I've then gone round and with some white spirit on a rag and given it all a good rub down, so it should be nice and clean, ready to take the paint. There's no rust anywhere, so I don't need to prepare any rust. I don't need to treat any rust areas, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to get the roller out, I'm going to roller it on and then brush in the corners, and I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do all the way around here, inside the well deck, this floor, and these cupboards as well. So we'll see how we get on with this. So that's the well deck painted. It's coming out alright actually. Just need for it to dry, obviously, which is going to take a little while. This kind of paint doesn't dry quickly, so can't use the front doors at the moment. Still want to put another coat on the front doors yet. Probably going to do that tomorrow morning now. Let this paint in the well deck and the front wall there just set nicely. Yeah, let's see how it comes out once it's dried. But really pleased with that. So it's a weekend of little jobs as well. So something else I want to do while I wait for paint to dry is probably change this socket over. I've got some new chrome ones. These are kind of brass in colour, and we're trying to move away from brass more into the chrome. Same with these vents here. I can't find a vent that's the same size as that, so I might even try spraying that chrome with chrome spray. You can get it in an aerosol can, but I don't know what it's like. So we'll have a look. But I'm definitely going to change this socket over. Gives me something to do whilst I'm waiting for paint to dry. Nice easy little jobs these, just swapping the socket over. I've gone for the ones with the USB-C and normal USB on it as well, so that'll be quite handy moving forward. Still got to sort out these vents because they're brass and that's chrome, so I need to sort that out. I'm actually cooking my last dinner on the oven and hob. I'm going to be cooking myself some cottage pie and some greens, and the kitchen's now starting to get a little bit more lived in as I start getting stuff back into here. I am going to varnish this. Some of the comments in the previous video suggested varnish probably look better than paint, and I'm having thought about it. I agree with you, so thank you for those comments. And yeah, tomorrow morning I'll get up and we'll swap this hob in this oven over. So that's tomorrow's task. So that's Monday morning, bank holiday Monday. Weather's a bit overcast and a bit chilly, but hoping to get another coat of varnish onto this door, so that'll have 3 coats then, and then I might do some more next week. I need to think about doing something with this cabling. This is for my TV aerial that extends, but the cable's too long, so I need to cut it shorter and redo that joint down the bottom there. Something else that's always annoyed me is these cupboards. When you step on it, it makes this horrible clanking noise. So I'm just going to run some of this rubber trim around the edge underneath there, just to quieten that down. And then, yeah, make a start on these doors, and then start on the hob and the oven on the inside. It's a typical bank holiday Monday. It's about 14 degrees, overcast, trying to rain. I think the rest of the week is sunny and warming up again, but there we go. So the well deck is now looking a little bit smarter. I've still got some of the ironmongery to put back on. I'm not sure whether to put the anchor back on. I don't really use an anchor on canals, but I guess if we go up onto the Thames we might, so I'll have a look into that. The doors nearly complete, still got the ironmongery to go back on. It's had 3 coats of lacquer, still got the vents to put on the bottom, but I'm going to take all the ironmongery away and try and clean it up and polish it up a little bit if I can. So pretty pleased with the front of the boat. That's come out real nice. And then today I've been trying to get this hob and this oven in, so yeah, really pleased with it actually. It's come out really nice. I like the chrome. It's all nice and clean obviously because it's all brand new, and I think it just brightens up that part of the kitchen really. Didn't get the shelves up. I want to put some shelves in the far corner there, but yeah, really pleased with the oven and the hob. They're not plumbed in yet obviously because I've got to get my gas engineer in to do that. Hopefully that's next week, but it's all fitted in, all the wiring's in place for it, for the ignition systems. Just needs the gas connecting up and away we go. So that was a bit of a job getting it all out, getting off the boat on my own, but actually really pleased with the finish of it and how it's looking. So yeah, this is the kitchen pretty much done now. Like I say, I've still got to put a bit of varnish around the back and on the back of here as well. Just want to sand that back and give that a bit of a clean up. Some shelves in this far corner here. I've got a couple of shelves just to go up in that corner to tidy that up. I want to get something for knives and forks because we haven't really got much in the way of storage for knives and forks, so I need to look at that as well. But yeah, that's it for this week on Pompey Chimes. Really pleased with how the kitchen's coming out, and hopefully next weekend the hob and the oven will be up and running. We'll see how we get on.